Hello, this is Simon with JobFlow. I'll be going through the steps to replace drive belts on a BraiderBot. Here is a typical belt drive for a 24 and a 16 carrier braider. A belt drive for a 32 carrier braider will have the same process for replacing the belts, but the components will be a larger size than in this situation. So let's get started. First, I will fully loosen these two set screws using a 2mm Allen wrench. Next, I will loosen the tensioner pulley with a 3mm Allen wrench, making sure to loosen only until the bolt comes loose. Any further, and the drive system will likely have to be disassembled to get the parts back together. Now, I will completely remove the two Torx screws using a T10 Torx screwdriver. At this point, the end cap can be removed. Make sure to inspect and see that the bearing is still pressed into the aluminum cap. Now to remove the old belt. Rotate and pull the belt at the same time. The goal is to get the belt over the flange on the drive pulley. Once it starts over the flange, it will easily come off. Now bringing in the new belt. I will start with the belt already over the flange on the drive pulley, and then press it onto the two idler pulleys and press that into place. The belt should sit easily in between the two flanges on each side of the drive pulley. Then the belt should rotate easily. Next, I will reinstall the end cap. As you can see, the bearing needs to be pressed back onto the drive pulley, and the bolt head of the tensioner pulley needs to rest in the slot of the end cap. Using Loc-Tite 243, I can now reinstall the Torx screws. An equivalent to Loc-Tite 243 is also acceptable. These two screws will need to be torqued to 11.3 inch-pounds to prevent them from backing out with any vibrations. Moving on to these set screws. I am fully removing them and adding Loc-Tite 243. Then the outside screw, I will screw this one into place until it brings the tensioner pulley to approximately the center of the slot. For this inside set screw, I will rotate the screw into place until the back of the set screw is flush with the aluminum. Then any excess Loc-Tite will need to be cleaned up. Now I will take my 3mm Allen wrench and just hand tighten the tensioner pulley. If this is too tight, it will bind up the bearings, and so be careful not to over tighten. Lastly, I want to make sure that the belts can rotate without anything that feels like the belt is catching or slipping. There should be some resistance when rotating, but it should not take a large effort. Then repeat these same steps for the other belt.